You're not lazy. You are not broken. You are just distracted, impatient, and overwhelmed, like almost everyone trying to make it in this crazy fast world. Let me ask you this. Have you ever started working toward a goal, maybe learning a new skill, building a side hustle, or getting back in shape, and within days, you are already frustrated you're not further along? You look at others and think, why is it so easy for them? You start comparing, doubting, rushing, and before you know it, you give up. Not because you didn't care, but because you couldn't stand not being there yet. If that sounds familiar, today's book might just change your life. It's The Practicing Mind by Thomas M. Sterner, and it teaches one simple but powerful truth. You don't achieve excellence by focusing on the finish line, you achieve it by falling in love with the process. Let's break this book down, not just to understand it, but to use it to calm your mind, rebuild focus, and actually enjoy the journey toward your goals. The real problem? You are addicted to being done. Let's be honest, we live in a culture obsessed with results. We are trained to think that happiness starts when we get there, the job, the body, the income, the success. But here's the trap Sterner exposes. Most of us don't know how to practice, we only know how to chase. Imagine this. You decide to learn guitar. Day 1, you're pumped. Day 3, your fingers hurt, you still sound terrible, and your brain screams, why aren't you good yet? That's when frustration kicks in. We are so used to instant everything, fast food, fast delivery, fast likes, that we've lost the skill of slow mastery. Thomas Sterner says this, the biggest barrier to success is not lack of skill, but lack of patience. And when you think about it, he's right. You are not quitting because you can't learn fast. You are quitting because you can't handle being in the middle. Here's the key idea. You have to separate the process from the product. When you only focus on the product, the outcome, you're constantly judging yourself. But when you focus on the process, every moment becomes practice. Every step counts. So next time you feel frustrated you're not there yet, stop. Ask yourself, what if this is success? Showing up, practicing, getting a little better today? Because that's exactly how excellence is built, one practice at a time. But how do you actually stay calm and focused while practicing? That's where Sterner's next insight changes everything. Section 2, The Power of Presence, Learning to Be Where You Are. Here's something crazy. Your body might be working, but your mind is almost never here. You are studying, but thinking about finishing. You are at the gym, but thinking about how far you are from your dream body. You are writing, but worrying if anyone will read it. That's what Sterner calls the wandering mind, and it's the reason you can't stay consistent or calm. He says, when you're doing one thing and thinking about another, you've already divided yourself. Think about that. When you're split like that, you lose power. Your energy leaks out through impatience, comparison, and overthinking. Let's look at a story. Sterner was once a piano technician, tuning pianos for long hours, sometimes hundreds of keys a day. At first, he was constantly stressed, trying to finish fast, move on, check off tasks. But one day he realized, if he focused on just this key, this note, this adjustment, everything slowed down. He entered what we now call flow state. Work became peaceful, productive, enjoyable. That's the secret. Presence isn't some mystical idea, it's a mental practice. It's choosing to be fully in the act of what you're doing, not lost in thoughts about finishing. Try this. Next time you're working, cooking, or studying, instead of asking, how long till I'm done? Ask, how well can I do this one step? You'll be shocked how your anxiety fades and focus returns. Because when you're present, you're no longer fighting the moment, you're working with it. But here's the catch, presence takes training. And that's exactly what we'll tackle next. Section 3, Training Your Mind Like a Muscle. You wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights on day 1 at the gym, right? Yet we expect our minds to focus perfectly without ever training them. Sterner says the mind is like an untrained puppy, it runs everywhere. But with gentle repetition, it learns to stay. Here's what most people get wrong. They try to control their thoughts through force. I need to focus. I shouldn't think that. But that only adds tension. Sterner's method is gentle awareness. When your mind drifts, don't judge it. Just notice it and bring it back. Every time you do that, you're strengthening your attention muscle. Let's make this real. Say you're studying, and your mind jumps to Instagram. Instead of getting mad, just say to yourself, that's a distraction. Let's come back. That's it. No guilt. No drama. Just practice. Each time you return, you're building focus the same way you build strength, through reps. Sterner says, each moment you notice you've lost focus and return, that's success, not failure. That's such a powerful reframe. You don't fail when you lose focus. You succeed when you notice and come back. That's how peace grows, not from perfection, but from patient practice. But even with focus, there's another problem most of us face, the fear of not being good enough. Let's deal with that next. 4. progress without pressure, let go of perfection. Let's be honest, our generation is drowning in perfectionism. We scroll through highlight reels of success and then look at our messy progress thinking, I'll never get there. But here's the truth Sterner reminds us of: perfection is not a destination, it's a direction. That means you'll never reach some final, perfect version of yourself. You just keep refining, gently, patiently, continuously. There's a story Sterner shares about learning golf. At first, every missed swing made him angry. But then he realized, the goal isn't to hit a perfect shot. The goal is to practice the swing. Once he started seeing each swing as practice, not proof of failure, everything changed. He relaxed. He improved. And ironically, his results got better, because he wasn't attached to them. That's what you and I need to understand. Every time you feel frustrated with your progress, remember, frustration means your attention has drifted from the process to the result. You can bring it back by saying, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to practice. This shift frees you from pressure. You stop measuring yourself against impossible standards and start appreciating your effort. Because guess what? You can't hate yourself into improvement. You can only practice yourself into mastery. But how do we stay motivated when progress feels painfully slow? That's where Sterner gives us his final, most practical principle. Section 5. The secret of continuous gentle effort. Sterner's philosophy can be summed up in 3 words: continuous, gentle, effort. Let's unpack that. Continuous means you show up, even when you don't feel like it. Gentle means no self-criticism, no rush, no force. Effort means you still work, with intention, not pressure. It's not about grinding harder, it's about practicing smarter. Think of bamboo. For years, nothing seems to happen underground, but during that time, roots are growing deep. Then suddenly, in one season, it shoots up 80 feet. That's how mastery works. You might not see progress for weeks, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. The work you do quietly, consistently, builds strength you can't see yet. And when you approach life with continuous gentle effort, you replace anxiety with rhythm. You replace doubt with trust. You replace burnout with peace. Sterner says, the practicing mind is quiet and focused. It's not rushing to the future, it's content to be fully engaged now. That's the mindset of true performers, musicians, athletes, creators, entrepreneurs. They're not obsessed with winning. They're obsessed with refining their craft. And that's how you build unstoppable momentum, calmly, consistently, consciously. The peace in progress. Let's bring it home. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice being present. Because when you live with a practicing mind, frustration turns into patience, distraction turns into focus, anxiety turns into calm confidence. You start to enjoy life again, not because everything's easy, but because you finally stop fighting the process. Remember, you don't find peace when you get there. You find peace when you learn to be here. So whatever you're working toward, your career, your body, your art, give yourself permission to grow slowly. Progress isn't supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be practiced. Now, I want to leave you with a question. Which area of your life do you need to bring a practicing mind into? Your goals, your habits, your self-talk? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to read your reflections. If this video helped you, hit like, share it with someone who's been too hard on themselves, and subscribe to join the Book Bite USA community, where we turn books into breakthroughs.